Oh, my beautiful Niger, 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 my beautiful Niger. You're not supposed to kill Abuja one by one. You're not supposed to kill Enugu one by one. You're not supposed to kill Calabar one by one. You're not supposed to send nobody to a grave. Imagine saying that you where them do that. 24 shots before you look back. Imagine saying that you with a 60 men stepping out your streets where them begin to the Pugat. So tell me, why did you become like this, my G? I want to know the truth so I can apologize for the things I did. I used to know peace, love, harmony.
We are live at Armani Event Center at Domboa Road, Maiduguri, today being the 12th of April 2023, to participate in the Peace for Free lecture series for the Northeast Geopolitical Zone with the theme Sustainable Peace Beyond Elections. Peace for Free is a civil society organization committed to promoting unconditional peace for cohesion and development in Nigeria. My name is Alia Ibrahim, reporting for DMI TV Borno State, Maiduguri. Why are you here today?
We are here because of a program that is going to enlighten youth on not violence in any act of election or in any activities that used to take place in the community.
What do you intend to learn from here so you go and tell Goza Youth Group people?
Yes, actually we have gone through a lot in this state. That's why anything that can find peace, we should go even from here to even China. We should go to learn how to survive in a peace and security.
Being from Borno State, having experienced Boko Haram for a very long period of time, we really understand the importance of peace and really appreciate this kind gesture.
I'm here for a section on peace for free, just to acquire more knowledge on what peace is all about, especially when it has to do with the election period.
I hope to know how to maintain peace in my society, how to advocate for peace, how to preach peace after every election in Nigeria. There shouldn't be rancor, there shouldn't be fights, crisis, or whatever after every election. Peace should be maintained. Everywhere should be peaceful. We should accept what has happened during the election.
Honestly, in a society whereby there is no peace, honestly, that society cannot be called a society. Because things will be raggle-taggled, hopsy-toovy, and also hugamunga at the same time. So peace is a very good and tantamount element that has to be considered in a society before a society can be called a good society.
We're here to promote peace in our country, in our community, and to one another.
I think in this present day life, peace is really necessary, and it's beginning to cost to have peace. So if we can do whatever it takes to have peace for free, I think it's very necessary and important.
With me, youth of Kaleri Youth Group are on step, because once I have learned, I will go and step it down to some of my community youth that are not be able to come here.
Actually, I'm so much enticed by the theme of the events, which is peace beyond election. Most often time, we most used to experience post-election violence in the country, which is mostly characterized by effort or some of the things that are doing by some political mischief makers in the country. So young people are the ones that can stand up and ensure that the peace is sustainable and ensure that the society lives in harmony. So it is quite imperative for us to be part of this as the agents of change and peace advocates. And that's why we take it upon ourselves that we have to take it by the whole.
I'm here because of this program, Peace for Free in Nigeria. So I feel like living in peace, like living harmoniously without any stress or anything, is the best thing that can happen to a country at large. So that's why we're all here.
What do you intend to learn from this lecture series, Sustainable Peace Beyond Election, that you take back to the youth group of Gomari, Borno State?
Yeah, I expect to have a more knowledge about peace, how to maintain the peace after election, how to negotiate between peoples that have some misunderstanding.
Peace, to my mind, is not the absence of conflict. Peace could be in an environment even where there are conflicting ideas. even where you have conflicting political affiliations. By conflicting political affiliations, I mean you could belong to party A, I could belong to party B. That does not mean we should begin to fight. That we disagree or that we are members of different political parties does not mean we should engage in violence. It is possible that we can live in peace even when we disagree. Then what is peace? Peace is that moment that you live in tranquility, you live in harmony with yourself and then with your neighbors and then with your fellow people in a community. When that harmonious and cordial relationship exists, it will be difficult for you to wake up one day and begin to hate to the extent that you want to, kill somebody, you want to maim somebody, you want to hurt somebody. It is this peace that can bring about development that we voted for. Peace in itself is not an event. Peace is a process. It's a process that is planned. It's a process that is deliberate. And then it is a process that we must all key into. If we understand each other, there will be no need for crisis. So it is important that we air out our grievances, we air out our differences, so that we forge that understanding. That is positive peace. That is the kind of peace that we are preaching. That is the kind of peace that we hope each and every one of us will live into, so that our country, our communities, and our homes can benefit from the hope that led us into the elections when we voted for the candidates of our choice. What are those things that you observe among yourselves in your communities that have the tendency to disrupt your peace or to disrupt the peace of our country? What are those things?
Lack of tolerance, injustice,
discrimination,
selfishness,
poverty, lack of home training among some parents,
greediness. We understand everything that disrupts our peace. The elections have come and gone. Nobody should bring a message that will tell us because Mr. A is of this religion, he does not have what it takes to lead. Because he is of this ethnicity, he does not have what it takes to lead. Remember that when we are sick and we go to seek the doctor's help, do you care which religion and ethnicity that doctor is from? You don't. All you want is what? Quality service, good health. Why can't we move this into our national level, into every level of leadership, so that whomever we want to put into office to serve us, to bring about development and to bring about peace in our communities, if we disregard all those things that divide us, then we will be building sustainable peace. Having heard all of those things now, let me take it back to you again. What are those things that you think we should do if we want to have sustainable peace, now that elections have come and gone?
One of the key points is to have more lectures of peace education across the nation.
One is to respect one another, value process, and excel in relationships.
You must put your brother first before you.
Selflessness.
Yes.
We should remove every hatred and bitterness from our heart. Then we should cultivate the habit of what? Love.
Thank you.
To have good governance, transparency, and accountability among us.
Thank you. Thank you.
We have to remove religious barriers among ourselves.
Thank you.
Have tolerance and empathy for one another. We put ourselves in the person's shoes before reacting or taking any other decision.
Wow. Thank you.
To maintain peace is for us to have equal opportunity for all and absolute integrity.
If each and every one of us will begin to live by and practice what we are preaching here, I believe that there won't be any crisis in our society. There won't be any violence in our societies. Our communities will be peaceful, our homes will be peaceful, and then our country will be peaceful. Then we will be seeing as good people and of course a great nation. Thank you very much, and I thank you for your time.
My question is that many people here talk about good parental upbringing. So is there any role that women plays in peace building?
If our women, as we have them, are the real ambassadors of peace, they are the ones who begin the training of the children from home. So women have a very important role to play in each and every community that they find themselves, starting from their homes. So women have a very big role to play.
Peace is not just the absence of violence and war. So what do you mean by that, sir?
Conflict simply means you are not in agreement. That you are not in agreement, does it mean you are in crisis? No, you can be in peace without not being in agreement. That is why we live in peace, even if we are of different religions.
What are those qualities that someone can define peace in a country?
Is a country where there is social justice. Any country that respects its citizens, any country that shares opportunities to all, not minding gender, whether you are male or female, whether you are rich or poor, whether you are black or white, whether you are of whatever religion. A country that treats its citizens respectfully and responsibly surely will have peace.
In the country general, can money sustain peace in Nigeria?
Money cannot buy you peace. Good values, like we are talking about here, good values is what will give you peace.
We have other youths that are in the streets that are not here. Talking about talks, they are the ones that majorly are being used to inflict violence in the community. So what do we intend? How do we sensitize them to be able to take part in sustaining peace?
I have a good and a great message for them through you. That's why we invited you. In your spaces, in your corners, in your schools, in your hostels, in your homes, I'm sure you know the talks. I'm sure you relate with them. Some of them are your brothers, all right? So you know them. So the message is, you become the peace ambassador. As you leave from here, I'm sure that it's not only those who are here that are going to share in this message. Those who are at home or wherever they are, you will take this message to them.
We are here to tell Nigerians in the northeast, geopolitical zone of Nigeria, Maiduguri, Borno State, that elections are not war situations as well. It's primarily a time to interview and try to recruit whoever will pilot the affairs of the nation. So whoever emerges, we should try to support the person. And in the area where we feel aggrieved, we should follow the due process, believe in the system, believe in the judiciary, which has been said over time to be the last hope of the common man. We should toe the path of civility in our approach towards ventilating our grievances. However, we think it panned out. We have been to Delta State. Delta State was for South-South, Lagos was for Southwest, and Borno State was for Southeast. Borno is for Northeast. And from here we're moving to Northwest Kaduna State, and we are going to North Central Plateau State Jos by God's grace in coming days.
We have chosen to hold this lecture series deliberately because the aftermath of the general elections in our country threw up issues that have the potential to disrupt our peace. And if we do not take initiative that will mitigate such, we may have a crisis on our hands in the country. So the Peace for Free lecture series is aimed at targeting youths who we want to make peace ambassadors so that they will be the ones to propagate and preach the message of peace in their homes, in their communities, so that no matter what somebody comes to tell them that may lead to violence, they will not heed such advice. they will stick to the peace talk that we have shared with them, and I believe that they have listened and believed us.
You're not supposed to kill Abuja one by one. You're not supposed to kill Enugu one by one. You're not supposed to kill Calabar one by one. You're not supposed to send nobody to a grave.